This is in the text message where they're saying, we defend you, Hunter. We believe you. And they don't want to believe what's in front of their faces. And that is that Hunter is a perpetrator with this child. And so they can say whatever they want, the Biden family. If you'll notice the headlines today, Owen, they're like Jill Biden saying this is a smear campaign. Joe Biden screaming at reporters when they bring up Hunter. And it's nonsense. We have the proof that this is criminal activity and that the Biden family was defending this man who was a perpetrator of a young child. The evidence is all there. And as Joe said, that photo that's going to come out, of course, we're going to protect the minor, but there's more evidence that this was happening.
The pro-human resistance lives at Infowars.com, but only you can give this operation wings. Only you can stand in defiance to the destruction of humanity.
Starting for the Gateway Pundit, lead editor from St. Louis, Missouri, Jim Hoft. And reporting from China, the brother, also writing for the GatewayPundit.com, Joe Hoft. And they join me now here on the InfoWars War Room. Wow, you guys have been busy. Two of the latest stories that are groundbreaking right here. Yesterday, reports Chris Wray had Hunter Biden's laptop from hell since December, kept it a secret from President Trump. And then another one, bombshell today, breaking exclusive. Text messages show VP Biden and his wife colluded to suppress Hunter's actions with a certain minor. Jim and Joe from the Gateway Pundit are with me now. Let's start with you, Jim. Just yeoman's work you guys are doing over there at the Gateway Pundit as usual. I mean, just overwhelming information and evidence coming out about the corruption of the Bidens. To you, you know, where does it start? Where does it end? And then what is the appropriate response?
Owen, great to be with you. Great show. Love listening to you. What happened was yesterday, I have to give credit to my brother, Joe. He's back living in the States now. He fled Hong Kong at the right time, by the way. He's back in the States. And yesterday, Joe went and met with one of our sources. He took a flight up east and got some of this information that our source was afraid to give him over the internet. So Joe went up for a private discussion and got some of this information that we posted today. He did a lot of work. He was up most of the night, and we have a lot more to go. But Joe's the one who got this story going this morning about the Biden text messages where they're excusing Hunter and his criminal behavior around this minor.
So let's go to Joe now. Going through a lot of effort to get this story, I think for right reasons. The sources of this don't want to be traceable, you know, via the smart internet grid. So a smart decision by them, brave of you to publish the story. So what do we know? What do we know is yet to come?
Great question, Owen. And by the way, it's just absolutely great to speak to you. I've been a fan of yours for a long time. I think you're one of the more courageous individuals in the USA today. Really admire everything you do and the all
right, well, hey, wait, yeah, team St. Louis here. We don't need to ruffle our own feathers too much here, boys.
Yeah, go Cardinals, right. So anyways, I gotta tell you, yeah, really admire all you've done. I've mentioned that on an interview with Alex back in March. This story, there's a couple things I wanted to point out. First of all, like Jim said, there's a lot of information floating around on the internet related to Hunter Biden's laptop. Most of it is very, very accurate. There's some pieces that aren't, so we got to be really careful. But we were able to tie these pictures that we, or these text messages that we had this morning we absolutely know that they come from Hunter Biden. There's not a question in that regards at all. This information is damning. It not just points out that you know, the Hunter Biden is just an absolute animal. He's just an addict. And if you and I guess I would say if anybody in your listening audience or watching us right now, if you know an addict, one that's really in an addiction, that's what Hunter Biden is. and he's protected, and he's got all the money in the world. I mean, just the perfect scenario, the perfect storm for just an absolute mess. And that's what this guy is. And the guy, what he did was he basically took a picture of everything and videotaped a lot of stuff. And it's the guy's, just an absolute nut job.
Well, and clearly the enabling of this and the covering up of his family has made it worse. Jim, I saw you wanted to interject something.
Yeah, I think that's so important to get this out there. The story here is not just that Hunter Biden is an addict. It's not just that Hunter Biden is a perpetrator and that he's hunting down this minor child. But what we expose today in these text messages is Joe Biden, Jill Biden, Jim Biden, Joe Biden's brother, all defending Hunter. And there's one text message we have between Jim Biden wrote to Hunter that includes Joe Biden saying, "We believe you, Hunter. We believe you're not doing this. And meet us. We want to talk to you about this to get our story straight." They never went to the cops. There's no evidence that they were helping this little girl. Instead, they were helping Hunter, the addict. It's very disturbing.
Well, and Joe, I want to ask you this. I want to phrase this question carefully. Mm-hmm. I think you'll understand here. But people are wondering, where is Hunter? I guess the way I would phrase this is, who is wanting this information to get out? Who is it that's really making sure that the public knows how corrupt the Bidens are, from the cash payouts from foreign countries to the sick, depraved behavior of Joe and Hunter as well?
Well, there's at least a small group that just wants to save the United States. And they see this information, and it's valid. It's extremely vulnerable to the Biden campaign, and it may end their campaign. It really might. And it starts with a drug addict. It starts with this guy who's just a maniac, who's just all out for himself, for drugs and for pleasure. And he doesn't care where he gets it or who he gets it from. And he's just this absolute monster in the living room. And in a family that's just perhaps, maybe that's the bigger picture, like Jim alluded to. This family might be really, really sick. We've seen pictures 4 years ago. We'd put these up with Joe Biden fondling children as they're getting photographs for the Senate swearing-in ceremonies. It's like there's something creepy about Joe. But now we have this where Hunter's just absolutely out of his mind. The one in our the cover picture, there's a picture of Joe and a picture of Hunter. The thing that that's unknown to the casual observer of that picture, and Jim did a great job today putting that together, is the fact that Hunter in that picture, he's wearing a robe and it's open, and in his vicinity is this minor. And so that is, we cut that out of the picture, but that's the setting there of Hunter. You see how he's wearing a robe? Right. It's open. He's exposing himself again. The guy has a fetish for exposing himself, and he's right in front of this minor. And the
thing too is, Joe, and excuse me, but this is in the text message where they're saying, we defend you, Hunter. We believe you. And they don't want to believe what's in front of their faces, and that is that Hunter is a perpetrator with this child, and so they can say whatever they want. The Biden family, if you'll notice the headlines today, Owen, they're like Jill Biden saying this is a smear campaign, Joe Biden screaming at reporters when they bring up Hunter, and it's nonsense. We have the proof that this is criminal activity, and that the Biden family was defending this man who was a perpetrator of a young child. The evidence is all there, and as Joe said, that photo that's going to come out, of course, we're going to protect the minor, but there's more evidence that this was happening.
We're about to go to break. We'll get more into this on the other side, but I think there's another angle to this too, guys, and that's that, to me, these text messages read that they don't even care about Hunter. All they care about is the Biden reputation. All they care about is protecting Joe Biden politically. They don't even care about Hunter. He's a sick, depraved individual. They don't even try to get him help. They just want to wrangle him in so that they can cut the cover up of the story from happening.
But the whole family's that way, Owen. The whole family's that way. Everybody's just out for themselves. And they have this patriarch, Joe, who's the helps to bring in the money. Hunter brings it in. It's about money. It's about power. These are real sick individuals.
It's just, folks, and you know that's what also scares me here too. We'll talk about this with Jim and Joe Hoft. Folks, the left is denying it's real. It's literally Hunter Biden on video. It's literally Hunter Biden in the pictures. It's literally Hunter Biden's signature. It's literally the Biden lawyer asking for the laptop. I mean, it's like, Hunter Biden could be raping these people and they'd still deny it was Hunter Biden. I mean, it sounds like a sick joke. I mean, literally, that's how deranged and brainwashed these people are. It's a threat to this country. Jim and Joe Hoft with me from the Gateway Pundit. President Trump live in Pennsylvania, event number 3 for the day. Hundreds of thousands showed out in total. Obama couldn't even get 100 people for Biden. Biden did an event today. A couple members of the media showed up. He was screaming violently into a microphone. He's clearly mad that his sexual perversions are being exposed right now. It's just incredible, though. Again, follow thegatewaypundit.com for the latest breaking news. I mean, so much is coming out. Thank God for the Gateway Pundit. Thank God for National File. Thank God for InfoWars for amplifying this. Now, I know that you guys have more coming, but I mean, what would the response be? I mean, how is the response for you guys over there at Gateway Pundit? Traffic up? Traffic the same? I mean, what are the comments on this? And then let's talk about what's going to be coming in the future.
I'd love to jump on that, Owen.
Yes, go ahead.
Joe wants to respond when I'm through, but we put up some video. We were one of the first to put up some video on Saturday, and we kept it very clean on our site. You know, we put a link to the video, but we kept the photos very clean. We tweeted it out, put it on Facebook. And of course, Owen, as you know, we were immediately censored. They have a new tactic now, Owen, and I know you've been a victim of this, just like InfoWars, maybe worse than anyone. But what they did then was they not only blocked our story on their site, but they suspended anyone who retweeted this story. So they have a new tactic now. And what they're trying to teach Americans is if you associate with people who put up information that is honest and true, but we don't approve, then you are going to be suspended. So this is what they're putting in the minds of Americans. It's very, very scary. This is the same type of action they've done in China, helped the Chinese regime. Now they're doing it in America. So I got hundreds of emails from people saying, I tweeted out this story and I got suspended for 12 hours. So of course they're teaching people, don't go to Gateway Pundit. It may be honest and true, just like InfoWars, but if you go there, you're going to be punished. Yep. It's a very sick situation we're in. Yep. Our traffic was through the roof despite this, Owen. So the good news is InfoWars is getting out there. Gateway Pundit is getting out there. We had our most traffic day ever on Saturday. Today, we're going to break that with this new post that Joe put up this morning.
Yeah, let me piggyback on that and then go back to Joe, who may be a leading expert on the censorship in China, you know, especially on these airwaves here as somebody who's been in Hong Kong and came back. You know, it's funny because I was talking about this with somebody yesterday, how, okay, first they ban you, then they ban your source, then they ban the link. And you can't even share the link, then they ban the person that shares the link. And so that's where we're at now. Not only is it, thegatewaypundit.com, Facebook, Twitter, all of them say, nope, can't even share it. Now, if you do share it, then they come after you. I mean, this is so Orwellian censorship. It's such bullying. It's really unbelievable. So Joe, piggyback on that and how this is right out of the Chi-Com playbook.
No, that's an excellent point, too. There's just so much to that. But let me just say one thing here. 4 years ago in 2016, InfoWars and Gateway Pundit and a few others were the new media that combated the legacy media. And there's been studies about it, even by Harvard and a couple others, about how did Trump win? How could Hillary have lost? And they never counted on this new media, which is us. And back then, 30% of the Gateway Pundits numbers were coming in were from Facebook. So a story would be shared on Facebook, it'd go viral. And there was somebody had even shared with us that perhaps as much as 2 times as many Facebook shares of the Gateway Pundit stories there were compared to CNN. And so very influential. So they had to make these changes, and they've done it over the last 4 years. And, so censorship is real. The good news is that Gateway Pundit was getting about 1 million hits a day back then and 4 years ago during the election cycle. And that was huge, and that was record setting. This year, we're up to 2 million hits a day. And that's with now about 3% of the volume coming in from Facebook. So the great news is people want the truth. They will fight for the truth. Jim gave a great talk on this years ago, referring to Radio Free Europe. People want the truth, and they will make an effort to get it. And the Gateway Pundit and InfoWars are examples of that. No matter how much they hurt us and try to stop us through all these crazy exercises, we're still growing.
Well, it's kind of like a slow buildup too, because obviously when they cut your knees out from you, you're going to be slowed down for a while.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah.
but now what's happening, and I mean, I would imagine the same thing. So it's like most people don't even get it for a while. Oh, okay, the Gateway Pundit or InfoWars is off YouTube or Facebook or this, and then you think, oh, they're gone. Well, then they realize, oh, wait, they're not gone. They just have their own website. So then slowly they have to start going there. So yeah. You kind of lose that immediate traffic from the Facebook censorship and everything, but like nobody goes to Drudge anymore. I mean, I used to go to Drudge. Now I wake up, boom, gatewaypundit.com. I just go straight to your guys' site now.
Great.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, yeah, I mean, so the numbers are incredible. This post alone has already had, we believe, around 1 million hits already today. So just
that was morning, in the morning.
It went up this morning. But this morning.
Viral. And God bless American people. They're used to having freedom. They're used to having choices. They're coming to the Gateway Pundit. They're coming to InfoWars. But the left is doing everything they can to stifle our voices. And the unfortunate thing, and Owen, you know this, InfoWars knows this, we don't have a party that's going to represent us. We don't have any politicians who are going to stand up and say enough. They like to run to a camera and make a little speech, but nobody's doing anything. Nobody's doing anything to protect us, to protect the American people, and to protect freedom of speech. These tech giants are stealing this from us by the day. It's more apparent today than ever when the fact that they're going to censor you for 12 hours and shut you down if you dare retweet the wrong information that is hurtful to Joe Biden. It's just unbelievable what's going on, and yet the people will always seek out the truth, but we shouldn't have to fight to get the truth in America.
See, and that's where this comes to the Chinese communist censorship, because that's what it is. They're taking away all of our free speech to protect their own politics, to protect their own political, I guess in this case, Joe Biden, but it could be anybody. Whoever they're with politically, they'll censor any bad information about them.
Yeah, and Owen, in reference to China too, I think the thought is out there that we're kind of trying to mirror what China's doing, and maybe in a sense we are. But I got to tell you, China steals everything, and and because of that, they don't have a society that's that creative. In my belief, okay, this is my general opinion, but we China is perhaps mirroring us more than us them right now as far as this censorship goes. Via the technology they've stolen and via the exercises that are big tech's going through right now, I think China is actually learning more from us than we are from them.
And of course, we're the ones that are providing them the tools and the means to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And I was on with Steve Bannon this morning, Owen, and he said that his contacts say that it's worse in the U.S. than it is in China right now.
I've actually heard that too. I've actually heard that as well, which is shocking. Well, I mean, hell, in China right now, they have music festivals. I mean, it's like I almost want to fly to Wuhan to go to one of these big, giant pool parties that they have. I mean, seriously, they're having a blast in Wuhan. They're having pool parties and everything. I can't even go get a coffee without putting a face mask on.
Now listen, we've got a new product that we are launching that I'm really, really proud of. And this product's been in for about a month. And my dad's been selling on his website, drjonesnaturals.com, because we've diversified here to try to get around deplatforming and stay on air and all the rest of it. So I asked my dad a few years ago, I said, Dad, can you help? Can you go start a shopping cart? Can you come up with your own line of products and you become my sponsor? Well, he partnered with my brother-in-law, who has a degree from A&M, actually in nutraceuticals and supplements and FDA, and he's a chemist. He's actually got a couple degrees. And so they came out with the strongest products you can imagine at drjonesnaturals.com. But they're all sold at InfoWarsStore.com as well. And so we have the 500 milligram Kava Chill, proprietary blend, and a 250 milligram, depending on how much you weigh or how chill you want to get. This is not placebo. This is the real deal. Kava's all the rage. You've heard about how it smooths you out, calm, euphoria, you name it. We've got a proprietary blend of Kava and other known healthy compounds that are amazing. We have it 500 milligram. We have it 250 milligram at InfoWarsStore.com. Introductory price. You're going to love this Kava. A lot of you are already into Kava. If you're not into Kava, go research it. We have some of the best you're going to find. If you get Kava Chill, regular and extra strength together, it's 60% off in the combo at InfoWarsStore.com or 888-253-3139. You weigh 200 pounds, folks, you need the regular Kava Chill. You're a little bit bigger than 200 pounds, maybe the big one, but it's amazing. And free shipping, triple Patriot points, InfoWarsStore.com. Kava Chill. You want to have great, relaxed, focused evening? It's amazing. It's next level. Kava Chill, 500 and 250 milligram at InfoWarsStore.com.
We told you what was going to happen, and it did. Now we're telling you what's coming. Band.video.